Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. A whole bunch of people here. I am a few minutes late, but it's fine. I was just discussing this with Andy on how being a couple minutes late keeps you keen. Can't be turning up just on time. So we've got a nice amount of people, see, from the waiting. Just having a little look at the comments. Good morning, everybody. No, I am out of bed. I've been up for a long time. I've been on one of my weird get up early and do lots of productive things. So yeah, so get that. I'm not just crawling out, and I'm going somewhere after this as well. So there. So I've got all sorts of news, all sorts of different news. And he's telling on me, boiling the kettle at 9:59. I may have been. So where shall I start? I'm gonna put my notes up here so they're not down there. Got notes. See, I've been sat with my coffee, admiring the sunshine, writing my notes, all that, etc. So I've been ill. That's number one news. Woo woo! I just got the plague from Expo, so that's why I wasn't out last week. I've just been plagued and miserable. Nothing wild, just rubbish. Like a bad cold, not a flu. I'm very careful to not misuse flu because flu is horrid. But I just felt like crap basically and slept a lot. So I haven't been around and I've been trying to catch up because there's a lot to do after something like Expo. Trying to catch up on all that whilst going, nope, I need to go to bed. So I didn't do a show last week because I didn't want to just go, not much has happened, just been ill. so that's why I wasn't around last week. I'm sure I was just in bed or something. I know, computer, I know. I've got pig cams. You might get a pig coming along. I'm sure Dave usually comes along. Carol was there earlier. So I'm here. It's all fine. So, what is on my list? So, yes, I've been catching up. There's been a lot of what's been going on. It's been quite boring because I've just been sort of piling through interviews. I brought interviews in emails, sometimes the same thing. I brought the computer because it's fluff. It's fluff. I brought the computer home, so I was doing a bunch of emailing and stuff from the house, so I could at least get some things done and then nap a bit and then do a bit more. Still not 100%. It's mad because it's been like 2 weeks or something, hasn't it? So yeah, there's a lot of boring things like that. But in the last 2 weeks, I've got enough things that I can now talk about. Yes. So where do we start? We'll start at my list. Joan of Arc. The new Joan of Arc is out. She's orderable. I even put a little dealio for the 2 if you want her on foot and on foot and on horseback. So the horseback version's out. She's not a community miniature, so she doesn't come with community mini card or anything like that. She's kind of like a branch off, and I've used this as a good example of how the community minis can work. Is that it kind of sparks an idea. So because people really like John, and I did all the research, did a lot of research on her, and I think I said it was one I didn't think would be that interesting because it's such a popular story. You kind of get desensitized to it. But I found it fascinating, especially that there's so much is recorded. So like the entire trial, you can just read it online, which is wild. So we got Jean on a horseback. So I went, yeah, that's good. I've done all the research. I might as well whack her on a horse. Oh, I've got to research the horse now. But I think I got a pretty good, pretty accurate horse armor. I went through all the different versions of what that could be. It's really interesting to see how people have done their own take on it, and also to do the smug. I've clearly researched more than you, so I'm really happy with it. It made my week. So that got released on Friday. I actually snuck it on the website on Thursday, but I don't think anyone saw. Oh no, I did. I sold one on Thursday. Yes, you know who you are. Someone who obviously checks to see what's going on there. Yes. So she's out. I've got no picture to show you, as always. One day when I start using this properly, well, now even though now I know the technology, I'm still like not going to do it. Just notice there's no lights on, but it'll be all right. It'll be fine. So yeah, she's on horseback, same as the one on foot. You get a banner with her, but it's a different banner because she has the battle standard on horse, which is enormous, and no one quite gets how enormous they are. So the pennon that's on foot, I think when I first brought her out, people are like, "Is that it? Like, why doesn't she have a massive?" So no, she hasn't got a massive war banner. War banner. I keep calling it a war banner. Um, a massive battle standard because it's so heavy. It's so heavy. You can't really carry it. And she's only little. She's only what's she at the start, like 13 or something. I mean, I researched. I can't remember those details, but when it's all kicking off, she about 16. So it doesn't. It's little details stick, but not the generals. But yeah, she's a little girl effectively, and even your big, strong, battle-hardened warrior is struggling to carry a battle standard. So looking through the references, it's 18 foot long. So I measured that out to Jean, and I sent it to a few people, and they went, "Nah, it's too long. You need to trim it on the spear." I'm like, "But that's what it is." I'm like, "It does look weird." And then I looked at a bunch of other companies of that sort of same era battle standard, and they were way shorter. And I was like, "Ha ha ha! I got it better than you." And then I thought, actually, no, they probably, it's that whole thing where we don't make models to scale, do we? They're kind of that whole your heroic some bits, and it's all about what looks right. So it's like, well, it's accurate to have it that high, but it does look a bit weird. And then for things like photos, it's going to be a right nightmare because it's so long. Um, so I trimmed it, and then the encouragement of people I was sending the pictures to, I trimmed it quite a bit in the end. Um, but I think it looks good as a figure. But it's worth pointing out that yeah, in reality, they're so big. It is so big. And I think it was 11 foot long as well, and they could go even longer. They're just absolutely enormous banners. So the weight of that pole and riding a horse at the same time. So there's a detail on there. I did take a close up. Hang on a minute. Did take a bunch of close up pics. You can't quite see, especially in there, but it's a special saddle. I think it was called a banner saddle, and it comes with a sort of like a cup, a very big cup attached to it, and you put the pole into that, so you're not in because you could not hold it one handed, um, running along. So all these minis and stuff, where people are like, way. You could do it with a smaller one, but a massive battle standard, there's no way, especially just the balance, it'd be horrible. So it slots into this bit on the saddle, and then you just hold it steady. So we've obviously got that detail in because I like researching things. So you can see it there. And it also helps with gluing it on because you've got another point of contact. Hey. So you glue there and then glue her hands are like that. Um, so there's two bits that you can glue and makes it nice and sturdy rather than her just holding it up in the and galloping along. It's not happening, is it? So I'm really chuffed. In fact, well, in case you haven't seen it, some people might not have. Just reminds me, I meant to resend the. I'll go and do it live and see if it brings anyone. Um, I I've decided I was going to start resending the newsletter on Sunday morning before the stream because I got a few people last time I did that. So I'm going to do it now. 2 unsubscribes from the last newsletter. How dare? Who was it? I mean, you're perfectly allowed to unsubscribe whenever you like from the newsletter, but I will look at your name and I'll remember forever. So, yeah, I won't read it out, obviously. I just want to see who unsubscribed. Does it tell me on here? Oh no, one. One? Why can't I click it? Silly app. What? Anyway, so I resend. So I do the newsletter. Yeah, hi, Crown of Command in Japan. Woohoo! That's awesome. What time are you in at the moment? So on the newsletter, in fact, I'll show you what it looks like. So I send it Friday usually, and a lot of people don't open it. So there's an option where it says resend to non-openers. So sometimes if you get it twice, it's because you haven't opened it, which is why I try not to post them online till sort of afterwards. Encourage people to look in their inbox for it. So it's not me spamming you personally. It's kind of like a little nudge. So so this is what you do. So this is the app. So it says there that 54% didn't open it. So I'll hold that. Whoop. So now everyone who didn't open it will get the newsletter again. Rock on. Yeah, you non-openers. So might even get some people, because I linked to this show from the newsletter, see. Who unsubscribed? Ah, here I am. It's okay. I don't recognise the name. It's fine. You. So hey, thank you. It's always good to get some nice compliments. So yes, so what was I saying? Newsletter. We'll see if that. So now a whole bunch of people are like, what? A notification on Sunday morning? Hang on, it's not that late after 10. She might still be on. So we may get some more coming on in. So where have I got in? So yeah, Joan of Arc, check it out. I'm really proud of it. There's just a little bit of the details. I'm going to write up, even though she's not Community Mini, I'm going to put a write up on the blog, Community Mini blog, about it, because it is an offshoot of that. And when I got the pennon made for Joan on Foot, I got the battle standard made at the same time, because I'm like, you gotta do it. So I hope people appreciate all the extra work that I've put into it. So having that banner and having it designed, not just sort of grabbing one off the internet or something like that. That I've had Marty do that artwork. We've looked at the contemporary references and other people's interpretations of it. So he obviously didn't design the entire thing. It's based on quite a few, sort of an amalgamation of different interpretations over the years. She's not Community Mini, but she's part of the community. Yeah. So where was I at? Yeah, just check it out. I'll show you a quick picture if you haven't, because it's just so cool. I'm so happy, and I'm really happy that the flags bring it together and make it very much Joan of Arc rather than just random woman in armor. Where's a picture that'll show her off? Trying to bend the flag and get it seen from angles as well. So there's the back of her. Bearing in mind, I've never made paper flags until the last one, so trying to get that to work. There's another one of her. And I love the Buddy. It's not Buddy Christ. It reminds me of Buddy Christ from Dogma. Hang on a sec. Let's get a better picture of him. So this is Martin Whitmore as. Oh, I don't see the reel. Oh no, the reel is just all pictures of Joan of Arc. So there, look how lovely it is. I like his little. And yeah, on the one of the what's the word? Contemporary descriptions, writings. It says on the flag that Jesus sat on the rainbow. He's holding the world in his hands. He's doing a holy symbol in the other hand. And he's got his angels giving him lilies. That's just lovely. And there's the Jesus Maria. The Jesus Maria. And it was very, I did read, I forgot, but it was like some particular gum that made the gold really shiny. So on the text that you get with it, I've put that you could dab a little bit of like gold paint on some of that bit to really set it off. So I'm just really happy with it. It's one of those, like, we put the extra effort in, the extra detail, but it pays off. So other people are like, what, you give them the flag? Like, we can't have it without the flag, can you? And like, people not supplying them with spears. And I know the hypocrisy is that we don't supply things with bases, but it's because most people have been in them anyway. So I do keep getting tempted to add the option on there that you can just have them if you want. But that's the reason we don't do bases, because everyone has their own basing plan. So most of the time it's just a waste. We do sell the individual base for like 10p or something on there, just which I think is like cost. Just if you want a few bases, you can add them on. So I'm really happy with that. It's nice. Get a nice feeling of these doing these historicals, and yeah, it's really nice. I do look. I'm not as dishevelled as I look. I'm feeling very put together today. So where are we at? Like 20 past. I'm getting picked up at 11, so I've gotta make sure. Yes, Evil Ginger says all supply bases are wrong. It's the rules. Mug reveal. I've actually got a tea today because I've run out of milk. So I have. Well, look at that. How pink. Ooh. It's a Twinings balance tea. So I'll be all balanced. And we got a Grease Petri mug. Woo. Feeling on par for Pride. Woo. It is delicious. I'm going to try and not have 8 million coffees. I could have stole Andy's milk, but he'd know. He puts lines on it. Yay, you've got Joan on foot. Seen here, Joan. Joan on horse. Hey, we've even got Sim this morning. Hello. Hey. That's a nice amount of viewers, actually. I've only just noticed. If you haven't liked the thing, if you're not subscribed, you could do all that. I just forget to say that. Woohoo! So, other news. Grimdark. That Grimdark basing stuff. It's back. It's gone again. Sorry. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm not doing a GW. I'm just trying to get it, but you keep buying it faster than they can. So I've because it is all handmade. You can't get loads and loads at a time. But I got a pretty big chunk. I've got a pretty big chunk. Me trying to multitask because this is red aside. What was I going to say? But I put the amount I've got on order up for pre-order, and I can't put more because if I put more, it'll delay the shipment. So I don't want to get people pre-ordering and not knowing when it's going to come in because it's hopefully not too long to get the next load. And they're all now claimed, which is wild. And when people are starting to get it now, when I go, this is gonna run out. If you want it, order it now. And they're like, I'll get it tomorrow. Like, there's no tomorrow. So there's been in and gone again, even though it's not physically here. It's all pre-sold, which is wild. So thank you very much. I always get jealous when things like that happen because I think my stuff never sells that quick. That was wild. I wish mine would. I think because at the same time I'd released Joan of Arc and it was like everyone rushing for the Grimdark. I'm like, well, it's good. I'm getting money, but Joan of Arc. But I hadn't fully announced her. She's been quite popular actually. Yes. Since I put her in the newsletter and I've been putting those lovely photos around. So she's been one of the best new releases in a while, but still nowhere near Grimdark. I can't compete with Bony Dirt. Carell says, does Joan on Foot have many cards left? She has some. Her, Joan of Arc, Ada Lovelace, and Eleanor of Aquitaine are next on the about to run out of cards thing. But if you buy the Delio, so if you've not got Joan on Foot yet, you can buy the Joan on Foot and Horseback, and as long as there's cards left, you'll get the card with that. You don't need to buy them separately, if that makes sense. I didn't bother putting it in the text because I thought it's just going to make it more complicated. But yeah, as long as I've got cards left, I'll be putting cards in that double deal thing as well. And you'll know when they've gone because it will say Joan of Arc rather than Joan of Arc Collector's Edition on the Foot version. If that makes any sense. So yeah, poor man in shed. Just going a bit more bone. Oh my God, shuffling around. They've taken off so much. I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing some big old restructure. Just realized how close I was as well. I could go all the way back here. Look at that. I still haven't seen a pig up there. Yes, she would be great for a Bretonian army. So hopefully those lot. I put a thing on my Twitter earlier and I thought, I hope it doesn't sound bitter. That's always one of my fears, the fear of bitterness. No, I just mentioned I put a post up saying like when a big content creator or sort of medium to large mentions a small company, it can just turn everything around. The power that they have is huge. And I kind of just want people to know that. And maybe the larger content creators to know it, because I don't know if they all know it. So it's this like hoping that somebody will mention you at some point. But obviously I understand their own issues that they have to keep Games Workshopping to algorithm and stuff. But even like a 5-minute segment or something, or even sometimes even just like a passing mention, the shop just goes like, whew, And that power that those people have is actually huge. And I'm just kind of, I don't know what the point of the thread was. It was kind of just like to let them know subtly without messaging anyone individually, maybe. Just like, just so you know, you could actually make my entire year if you do like a little 5-minute mention, because people sometimes need the famous person to say the thing is good, and then they go, wow, I have to get the thing. So that's sort of, there he is, right on time, Davy Doos. He's not low on water, they've got another water over the other side, but he likes to get in shot. You can see the blur of Carol in the background. There you go, because he's a little pootling off. The guinea pig rescue we support, Gleneath Guinea Pig Rescue, is absolutely loaded with pigs at the moment, and I've been resisting so hard. I did really well. I also don't know if Andy would let me bring any more in to stop them at the door. But if you're ever thinking about adopting guinea pigs and you can get to Gleneath, then you should totally do that. They're the ones we raise the funds for. So it's wild. There's just so many people that dump guinea pigs and it's rubbish. Hang on, let me just... Whoop! Just all of this. The lesser exciting bit. I was going to move it back. I did just realise I'm like right there by the things. Crown of Command, yes, send me an email. I do go on non-famous ones as well. It's the same thing where it's like it's a mutual thing, isn't it? So if I go on smaller shows, then sometimes I get more people that find out about the show. So it's just nice. I like doing that sort of collaboration. Send me an email because I do want to go on more stuff. It's always more audience, isn't it? So yeah, that'd be ace. Oh, Robert enjoying coffee from a beautiful park cafe in Palencia? Nice. And you're watching this, so thank you very much. I feel very honoured to be part of that lovely situation. This is good. This is good tea. When I run up to get something in a mo, I'll get the box so I can show you the tea. I need to get back on the tea train properly and not coffee all the time. Yes, evil ginger. Yes, that would be good. What was I going to say? I think I've only just figured out how to have people on and film it, and it was a bit of an arse. So just to give you a heads up that your struggles with technology will increase tenfold. But there are easier ways to do it. So just let me know when you are ready. So I've got on these notes. 1:30 already. I've written a million new Shanes. There are a million new Shanes. Have I got any here? So Shane Hoyle, in fact, I won't even show you. So Shane Hoyle, I'm part of the Sunday morning routine. It's nice. I really appreciate people coming and sitting to me listen to me ramble about stuff. So where are we? A million new Shanes. Yes, Shane Hoyle has sent me a million sculpts. I'd say greens, but his are greys because he uses Procreate. So we've had like a whole bunch of stuff off him a while ago, but in my refusal, well, not a refusal, avoidance of releasing single minis. I quite like them in pairs. It helps us a lot with money and stuff, and kind of pushes the old average spend up a little bit. It's obviously one figure. It's got to have its own mold. It's got to have its own packaging, and so when there's two of them, it makes it a bit easier. So half the cost of molds for a start. Whereas if they're separate, that's 2 molds I'm paying for. So I like having them as chums, and then it means some maybe that might get chosen because of their friend. So what's the word? What's the word? Wingman, the wing woman. So there's been a bunch that we've had painted up, but waiting for friends. So they're now ready. So they're at the mold makers, or they're at the caster / mold makers. The mold maker is on holiday. Who let them out? They're supposed to be chained up in there. So it won't be immediate, but it'll be probably relatively quick, to be fair, because I want to get some of these out. So there's a lot of fantasy gubbins from Shane. He's the one who kind of just let him do his thing and occasionally steer him in a direction. So there's a whole different bunch of stuff. There's even Dragonkin. Dragonkin's lovely. We've got Space Cop with the goodest boy ever, a little Doberman. I think it's Doberman. Again, that was a while ago. A little dog, little police dog, a little snitch dog, in there. We've got shouty, fighty barmaids. We've got that's it. Peter says small businesses aren't allowed holidays. They're not a small business. He's an employee, an actual employee that has to have rights and everything. I know that's even more of an outrage. Oh, it's fine. They're allowed, I guess, a little bit. Still insist they should be casting on Christmas Day, but thank you very much, mold makers and casters that make the bad Squiddo happen. But also, get back to work. What are you watching this for? Mm-mm. Oh god, that tea is so good. So we've got a million new Shanes. Finally can crack on research I've written. Robert says, any recommendations for armed 100 Years War women? Joan of Arc! I want to do more. I want to do more of that sort of era, and hopefully, if people are buying that stuff for Bretonians, I can get more. But yeah, I've got. Oh no, Jean de Clisson's not that era. Again, my dates are all wrong in my brain. Vaguely. I don't know anyone else, but I could do if people could give me recommendations, then that would also help. And it's the sort of thing that would be good for community minis, which I will also get to. Just notice, can I get picked up soon? I'll tell you where I'm going. So I've got to cross off the million new Shanes. Finally can crack on research. Yes, I've just been doing all this boring admin and clerical, and there's so much I need to do. So I've got a million research to do. I'm looking at the books now. I've had a rejig of the house, and the bit where I had all my minis boxed up, and my minis, all my paints, and it was just a pain in the ass to paint. So I've built a new painting station on the kitchen table that's transportable, so it can be cleared when we need to eat or play games. So I'm really chuffed with that. That's a whole other. I've got the acrylic steps and stuff, and I almost did some painting this morning. It didn't quite because I realised I should probably have breakfast instead, but that's a good step. So I want to be able to just slide in, do a bit of painting, watch an episode of Lost. I'm rewatching Lost because it's the best ever. But I kind of need to pay attention to it, so I can't have it. I listen to a lot of shows at work because it's shows I've listened to a lot, and I kind of know them all now, and I just have them on in the background. I have unfortunately been having BoJack Horseman on in the background this week, which probably hasn't helped but it has helped my mood because if I'm already sad, it's melancholic, and it's helps me process feelings, which is a very odd thing for a cartoon about a horse, but it's such a good show. But I can't do that with Lost because it's so enticing. So I've decided I can only watch Lost if I paint minis, because then I can sit in front of it and paint minis. So yeah. What era is Jean Hatchet? She's always been really close in community minis. So I'm just trying to keep the house from turning into mayhem because I'm always moving so many bits about. It's really easy for that to happen. So I've now got the books that I need to reference are right by the sofa on the shelf. Right, I don't know, I'm pointing at them. So that's good. So what am I at? So I'm going to be getting a whole bunch of this World War II research actually put into some order as well as to how, because there's the learning and then there's the how that translates into minis. I'm also aware that my pirates and Flame Pigeon Lady, Olga of Kiev, are down to be released in June. I'll go, I should probably not be so ambitious with these release dates. It'll be July. But I'm hoping to get her made in June. If not made, then all the design to Alan at least, because I don't know what his schedule's like. So I could say, oh yeah, it'll definitely be made in June. And Alan's like, I have a big job on at the moment. So I'm going to give him. Oh, I'm writing that down. That's so I want to do more town defense stuff. It won't be soon because there's just so many other things. But yeah, 100 Years War. that sort of period's got a lot of those people defending towns. So yeah, women like peasants and things with doing the cannons later on, trebuchets and stuff like that. That could be a good range. So yeah, that's a good idea. Got here. Forgot what I was saying. Absolutely forgot what I was saying. Andy says, "What's this? Annie trying to generate interest in my 2016 card game." I will in a moment. I have to stand up and get it, and of course I've got a dead leg. So before I get to that, because I do have to definitely be gone by 2:15, because I've got to sort a few bits before I go. So I had a man. I don't know if I can say much about it, but I had a man over in the week in the office while I was still on the tail end of ill. So he was very patient with me. He's doing something for a study, but part of the study, so again, don't think I can really tell much about it at the moment, involved me talking about the production, and we kind of went through the stages of different production issues we've had since we started, and it got me quite reflective, and in this kind of like, we did it. Talking about the early days, and some of you were here right at the very start, and I just had so many issues with different casters, and I have no idea how I didn't quit, because it was just issue after issue, and it cost me a fortune. I mean, I said this before. I kept having to get things remolded. People wouldn't refund them if they'd made it wrong, so I'd have to find a new caster, pay them from scratch, and sometimes they would then mess it up, and I was just like, where? How is this happening? I want my minis to look like nice minis. Why is this such a difficult thing? But the casters that we've had since 2017, I think, maybe. There's a Dave boy. The casters have been awesome, so it's made me extra appreciative. And I phoned them after the guy had gone. Phoned them and said thank you. And they're like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Nothing. I just want to say thank you, because that's absolutely saved me." There was a little Facebook memory of this morning that was from me from 2018, which is when I moved to Nottingham, and I'd put something like, "Everything is terrible. It's so hard right now, but at some point I'll look back on this and I'll be like, yeah, I did it," and that made me really happy. This is one of the first things I saw this morning. Like, that is now, and I did do it, and that's. I remember feeling so hopeless when I moved here, and now it's just like, it works. I did it. So thank you for helping us do it, because I obviously need you as well. So thank you. It's like me. I will get to Andy's game. It was in the clickbait title. What have I got? 7 minutes. Turkey Man's had another viral hit this week as well. Turkey Man's been back in the news. So if you haven't picked yourself up a Turkey Man, why not? He's got a girlfriend now as well, the Grandmore. So she's been painted and returned. So I need to update her picture on the website, because she's such a good model. And I haven't really promoted her that much. She came out at Salute, but I think because it took a while for her to get to the top of the painting queue, I was kind of waiting for her to be painted before I really show her around. So now I've got that model, I might pry some of the ghouls off the display thing and have her like leading a pack of ghouls or scavenging. She doesn't really lead them, but it'd look cool in a photo. But she sort of scavenges around where the ghouls have been, and they kind of leave her alone. So she's not a ghoul, but she's some sort of other horrific being. Peter said, "I saw John Hodgson's video." Yes, you should look at John Hodgson's video. I didn't think he would put all of that in the in the video. He did actually order the Turkey Man, but the offensive slandering of his backdrops, I thought, I don't know if he's going to make a video of this. I'm sure he'll open it all up first. So it did make me laugh quite a lot. So yeah, Turkey Man. I like that of all the things I do, Turkey Man seems to have taken off the most. And he was such a bomb at the start. I think I said on Twitter something like, "Oh, thanks all 4 of you that have ordered Turkey Man. That's worth the cost of the model." Jokingly, don't worry, wasn't really mad. I didn't expect him to do well. He was one that I kind of thought, I want it, so I don't care. I've not invested my whole life into Turkey Man, but because I kind of joked around with him. He's now become a really good seller, which is amazing. The fact we sold out at Expo with like, and they still had people coming up for Turkey Man. The power of marketing. I mean, the power of an amazing Turkey Man as well. So yeah, if you haven't Turkey Man, you should get in on the new Hot Turkey Man action. Hot Turkey Man action. So I'll quickly talk about. Oh yeah, and painted by Warp Fiend Studios. Let me just slide away. Oh, look at that Andy advert in the background. I'll also get the tea. Hello, Dave. No, I'm not getting you veg. I've just stood up. Oh. Fine. Coming back. Animals. Let's see. Go on then, give them a show if you're going to eat it. Dave, you're just going to steal hers. There you go. Look at the strength in those jaws. There you go. There we go. They were so neglected. They were so hungry. They've not eaten in seconds. So, in case you're interested in tea recommendations, Twining's Balanced Tea. I bought it because I was like, oh, what a nice floral thingy. Rose, lemon, verbena, and lemon balm. Lemon balm's underlined for some reason. So, and vitamin B6, which contributes to the regulation of hormonal activity. I'm not sure quite how much of an impact that has. But yeah, if you want to try just a nice tea. Da-da-da. Not sponsored yet. And 3 minutes. Okay, I can go a little bit longer. As soon as I drink this. Yes, that is available from the Andy 2D6 Red Bottle shop. So Andy, my housemate of Andy 2D6, back in 2016, he actually made a game. And not a lot of people know this, because I was telling people that Andy was one of the original influencers before it became a thing. And he's never gone enormous because he's keeping it real. He has kept it very real. But he did make this fun game with Wordforge called Cheeks back in the day. It's the hamster cheek stuffing seed game. Does anyone have it? Does anyone watching own this? I was looking through the Kickstarter again, and I saw Oathsworn Michael in the comments going, "Can't wait to get mine." I was like, bloody hell, has everyone got this game? It's a battling hamsters card game of strategy and double entendres. That's the back. So I'm trying to get it back in the land again, back in public discussion, because I think he should make a updated version of it. You got the rules, very easy rules. It's a fun game. It is a fun game. And you've got I won't go too much into it, but you should look it up. You've got all your hamsters. And then you gotta get all the seed. So there's all the different types of seed, and then ways you can interact with seed. So I may have bought most of the copies that are available now. So I have them. I bought them at Expo. I was like, phase 1, buy all the copies of Cheeks that remain. Phase 2, something. Phase 3, profits. So I don't know what phase 2 is, but I've got a whole bunch of these. I was partly tempted to just like sell them to you lot. but yeah, if anyone you know has Cheeks, you need to get it out, and you need to harass Andy to make Cheeks version 2, because it's going to be the game of the summer, I think. And it is very fun. I can't say much about it without you kind of looking at it. It's a strange game. It is a very odd game, but it was a nice bit of nostalgia looking through the campaign. for something that's just fun, and Andy clearly does not take himself too seriously, although he'd like to you to think otherwise. Which again is a nice change from the current realm sometimes of things online. That whole, people saying they like things because they're paid to like them and all that. And then there's just Andy going off making a weird hamster entendre game. So and he's still around. And if you haven't, you should go subscribe to Andy 2D6. He's taking off again at the moment because he's doing all these Age of Sigmar stuff. So you should go and have a little look. So I need to go because I'm going foraging. I'm so excited. It stopped raining for a bit as well. It's a foraging, not a course, because it's like a 2-hour one-off course, I guess. I'm going foraging. I'm going to learn what things you forage. And then there's alpacas there as well, so I'll get to stroke some. I should have brought an alpaca mini to give them. Damn it. So I can stroke some alpacas because they're the best. Hopefully, you can be like, yes. I don't know what that is. Strangle them. I won't strangle any alpacas. I'm going to go see some alpacas, and we get to walk around some farm and pick. I don't know why I'm looking. Like it's appearing. Get to walk around a farm, and the person in charge, which is a lady, I think, will tell us what good things are that we can forage and eat and do things with. But the main reason for it is for making tea. So I wanted my next upgrade to my gardening to be growing things that I can then turn into tea and be like a herbalist. I won't be a full herbalist, but there's something quite witchy and nice about it. And it's just that wholesome, getting from the land, making your tea. So later on I'll be putting some nettles in boiling water, I think. But it'll be fun, and it's getting out there, and I'm going with one of my good friends, so that'll be really nice. So she's coming in 10 minutes, and then we're going to go forage in the rain, I think. I've got shorts on, so at least I don't just end up with soggy legs. That's our wet legs. Robert's about to move into the first very own flat. Congratulations! That is a milestone. That is a big step. I was discussing this yesterday on how I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. But I do like living with Andy, so at least that's a bonus. I don't know how much Andy likes living with me, but he hasn't run away yet, so that's yet. I'll change the locks. You can do it, Robert. It'll be ace. It'll be wicked. So good luck with that. Is that this week? That squeak was the cup of tea there, shimmying along. Next week, I will be doing Joan of Arc packaging, so I can get that into the shops. Yes. Mum's coming for a couple days, and she's going to be doing some blister packing. We're going to get all this stock sorted. I'm going to get the rack sorted. I've had to shuffle along because the racks I've got in the office, I'm running out of space because of all the new releases. Oh no, what a problem to have. So I did a lot of shuffling on Friday and shuffled things around so I can fit everything in, which is pretty scary. There's a lot in that range. So I'm going to be doing a bit more of that, sorting all the stock out, finally getting the order to restock some of the resins because I'm way behind on that. And just sort of getting all things in order, and then things are clear, so I can just sit and read a million things about resistance in World War II, and the community minis that are obviously not forgot about. They're going to happen before World War II, because it's their turn. And then I need to figure out how I'm fully going to relaunch community minis. But I've got to go because I've got to hang up some clothes and do a few bits before my mate gets here, and I've got to put the eye drops in Dave's eyes. Get him. A little fatty. He's a little fatty. Should I get him? I'll get him for you, and then I'll go. You gonna say hello? You're gonna run away, aren't you? You're gonna reverse. It's not abuse. There you are. Come on. Come on, son. There he is. There's a chunker. I knew a chunker. So he's got a permanent eye condition, so he needs his little eye drops. Oh, Carol's like, where's she gone? Where's the baby? You'll do your eyes, aren't I? Looking all right today. Got a good eye. Good eye today. So see you later. Bye from Dave. Little squeaklet. Let's get to get out of here. Whoop. Bye.